You might not be able to get this on a first date with a narcissistic person or when meeting that new friend for the first time. And sometimes someone who has been emotionally manipulated can also react to any form of feedback very negatively because they've constantly been criticized and mocked and humiliated that they can no longer differentiate between feedback and criticism, and anything sort of triggers them. So it's getting to know people for who they are and not who they sell themselves to be. However, with the majority of narcissistic individuals, they don't take too kindly to criticism. Now, with the grandiose narcissist, they can act indifferent. It'll just fly over their head. They'll shift the blame onto somebody else. They'll accuse somebody of talking about somebody else. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, they have those double standards. They're allowed to criticize other people, but nobody's allowed to criticize them. Now, in the beginning, while they might initially seem agreeable and accommodating, it's a case of noticing how they react to any form of criticism or disagreement. Narcissists tend to have a fragile self-esteem and can react defensively or aggressively when their actions or behaviour are questioned. You'll often notice a victim will act defensively when somebody has hurt that person in some way, and someone who has the empathy would be able to understand and try to help, which is what narcissistic individuals rely on, claiming that you hurt them so that you change your behaviour to suit them. So it's paying attention to how people take on board constructive feedback and criticism, and pay attention to whether people can recognise how they're reacting and are seeking to improve themselves, consistently seeking to improve themselves, or whether they just shift the blame onto anybody and everybody else. Because whether they are a narcissistic individual or a victim of a narcissist, somebody who is trapped in that victim mentality is going to make life very difficult for you, because they're not going to take responsibility for anything. And it is heartbreaking when someone has been a victim of something. However, you can't help other people. You can support other people helping themselves. And if you support the wrong people, such as narcissistic individuals, they will just help themselves to your stuff.